Hello everyone, my name is James Zuniga. I'm the guy who made second place at regionals last weekend at Houston, Texas with Mega Colony. I was asked to do a quick deck profile for PBG, so here it is right now. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So for my deck, we're going to start off with the triggers, then to 1, 2, and 3. So for my starter, we have the Machining Worker Ant. I actually played around with the Cicada grade 0, but I prefer him because drawing the extra card is really nice. I run 4 of the Paralyzed Madonna draw triggers. I run 8 crit, so your typical Mega Colony, and then the 4 heals. So nothing different from the rest of the decks you might see online. For grade 1s, I run 4 of the Machining Hornet. Very good card, very excellent to have as your first ride if you go second. So you can ride an attack with it, get your search off, or to have it as a booster. In my experience in the tournament, most people didn't want to let this hit, so I would eat shield early. So it was very much a very good card to run. I run 4 of the small Captain Butterfly Officer. This deck does counterblast quite a bit for the VR of the deck, so the setting up for the counter charge is really nice. Setting up the soul for your stack beetles later on is really nice as well. I also used her quite a bit to set up for Antlion, which is a great thing I'll go over in a little bit. But she was a really good unit to set up for Antlion, so I would call the stack beetle, set up my board, call her from hand, target the stack beetle, and at the end of the turn, the 3 would go into the soul, and I get my counter charge. So very nice for setup for Antlion for sure. And then I run 3 Spiteful Hoppers. I tried running it at 4, but I never had enough soul to do it, nor did I have the situation come up enough to warrant it at 4, but a very good card to have at 3 for sure. I especially loved it when I would ride my grade 2 Mantis and get the search off and then call him and get the counter charge back. And then, of course, one of the MVPs of the weekend was Phantom Black. I know a lot of people online were back and forth about Phantom Black, but to me, he came in clutch in some games. The way I see Phantom Black and Antlion, the grade 3, is if I'm already going to lose, then screw it. I'll just call the Antlion with the Phantom Black behind him, just discard the 3 and just try to go for the win. Because again, the discarding for him plus the discarding for Antlion, it really hurts. So it's well, if I'm going to lose, I might as well just go all in type of play. So that's how I see him. Very important MVP unit. Him and Antlion together stole me a lot of games Houston weekend. And then for 2s, I run 4 Mantis on ride or calling to rear. You counterblast, check top 6 for a 3. And then he gets the +6. It's the +6 I really cared about. If I hit the 3, it was great. But it was mainly the +6 is why I loved running this at 4. It's just really nice. 15 by himself. And then, of course, combined with the Spiteful Hopper, get your counter charge back. It's really nice. Very solid. And then 4, Bloody Hercules. He's a very staple card for Mega Colony, I feel. The fact that he makes himself 15 base on rear guard is really nice, and then that Vanguard on hit pressure if I have to ride him, it was very, very nice, well around card. Loved it a lot. I see no reason to run it at less than 4. It's just solid. Now I did run 3 Water Gangs. I never used this card. To be honest with everyone, I rarely use this card. Honestly, I put him in here not for the draw 2. But so I can call him the rear and make my opponent think I need to rely on it or need it. So they'll either waste an effect on it or attack it. And I'm thinking, well, I'm glad they waste an attack on there, and that's less cards out of my hand to guard with. Again, rarely used it, rarely drew 2, but when I did, it was nice. It was very nice. And then as for 3s, the reason why I play the deck, I'm running 4 Spark Hercules. I love the -5 off his skill. It's amazing. Love it. He was actually the sole reason why I wanted to build a deck. I thought he looked cool. Loved his skills. I actually did use the second skill of pointing 1 in the soul to get 5k for every rear guard. For every unit rested on your opponent's side. Oh man, I used it almost every game. It was so essential, especially when my opponent would run out of perfect guards. It's almost a guaranteed hit if they don't have a perfect guard. Love the card. Never wanted to write anything else but him. And then I also ran 3 Stack Beetles. So these two combined together, as everyone knows already with Mega Colony, that it's amazing. You can put one into Soul and then use his skill to call it back out. I didn't like running him at 4. I know a lot of people online run it at 4, but I only running at 3 because when I ran it at 4, it just seemed too clunky. Never had a Soul for it, never had anything set up for it. At max during the tournament, every game I could maybe resolve 2 of them with enough Soul, but the third one I would either just call it and then use the butterfly just to put him in the Soul for the antlion. But overall, I never really used past 2 for the actual skill of him. And I never actually had to ride this during tournament. That's my lucky saving grace. I always had the Spark Hercules to ride. I never had to ride this. So I always had him for the rear guards, for the setup, for the field. It's just fantastic how it worked out. And then I must say, true MVP of the whole tournament, the last 2 cards of the deck is the 2 Antlions. This card sold me so many games because in my tournament record, I had to fight 6 OTT decks, 2 of them in top 8. I had to fight Grand Blue. I had to fight Shadow Paladin Trial deck, and I had to fight what was the other deck? I believe it was Spike Brothers. Yeah, when he would come in clutch a lot, like against Grand Blue, I stole the game. My opponent, after using Spark Hercules, -5, and then I swung in with him, and my opponent was 5k short. Had I not done his skill, the perfect guards would have stopped me, and I would have lost. I mean, against OTT, the same thing. They had a bunch of Sentinels, called him, just went all in with him in Phantom Black. It was devastating. A lot of people were not ready for him. So, very much MVP, very much stole a lot of games. I think I have to say, I know for a fact I would not have made it to second place for sure if I didn't have the Antlion there for me. I know people prefer Hell Demise, or some people do. Some people prefer that build of setting up for Hell Demise and resting back row and just drawing the game out. I don't like doing that. I prefer to just end the game. So if I can see these two, and I already know that I'm not going to survive my opponent's next turn, I'll just say, screw it. I'm going to go in. If I get it, I get it. I don't, I don't. And yeah, that's pretty much my deck profile for Mega Colony. Hopefully you all enjoy this. If you have any questions or anything, you could always ask me on Facebook or message PBG. But that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, guys, today, and have a great day.